Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. And welcome to the technology show on Salam Media. The technology show is called TechByte. My name is Faizel Patel. Today is Sunday, the 15th of May 2022. Inshallah, I will be in your company until about 7:30 p.m. this evening. I take this opportunity to welcome all those listening to us on the various platforms on Salam Media. That's on Facebook, on this particular live stream, also on audio streaming. And if you have free to air satellite decoders, you can tune in via that medium as well, including YouTube. A lot to come in, a lot coming up in the show today. We're going to be speaking about computers, we're going to be speaking about a phone, and we're also going to be speaking about something very important, which is called biometrics. So this is a story that I've covered last week sometime, and then I'm going to speak to you about two gadgets that I think, or three gadgets that is very, very important, especially during load shedding, and also some gadgets that you can buy that is quite cheap as well, where you don't have to fork out a lot of money. So please do interact with me. You can send me a tweet on at Faizel Patel 143. You can even get me on Facebook.com/Faizel Patel. I'm on Instagram at Faizel Patel 143. And then also on YouTube, where I do all my reviews and all the videos do come up on there. You can check out my YouTube channel at Faizel Patel. Please hit the like button on the videos and subscribe to the channel. I did get a lot of questions with regards to two reviews that I've done in the past few weeks. That was with regards to the Huawei P50 Pro and also the Oppo Reno 7 5G. I've loaded those videos on my YouTube channel. So if you are in the market for a new phone and if you're considering Oppo or you're considering Huawei, you can check out those reviews. I just loaded them this afternoon. So they are live, and please let me know what your thoughts and comments are. So like I mentioned, speaking about the technology in this particular show today, we're speaking about the Huawei Nova Y70 Plus. We're speaking about Lenovo unveiling some new yoga PCs, and then also public comments on Icasa's biometrics. I'll speak a little bit about that. And then also Oppo partners with FNB to get the devices easier. Sometimes you don't want to go to a mobile operator, and they've now partnered with First National Bank to bring you some devices as well. So a lot to speak about. Remember, all the stories that I do speak about is available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. You can also read some of these stories, which I cover for the Citizen newspaper. I am a senior digital reporter for the Citizen, so you can check out some of them as well. And as I mentioned, all the other social media platforms. So remember to interact with me. If you've got any comments, any questions, please share them here. If I'm unable to answer them today, inshallah, I will then answer them in the next installment of TechByte on Salam Media. So, excuse me, one of the things that Huawei has launched recently is the new Y70 Plus, the Nova Y70 Plus. Now, this is a wonderful, wonderful device, and I'm going to come on to the whole Google aspect a little bit later because people are apprehensive about not having Google and the Play Store. So basically, they've added the Nova Y70 Plus, which is the latest entry-level phone with the longest battery life to the Nova Y series family. Absolutely wonderful device. I really enjoy reviewing the Huawei devices, especially the Nova series devices. The device provides a solid performance, and listen to this, dear listeners, it's got a 6,000 mAh, absolutely massive. Normally, a battery is between 4,300, 3,000, you get 4,800, but this got 6,000 mAh battery that supports 22.5 watts Huawei Supercharge. Now, this particular device also features a 6.75-inch Huawei Full View display, a 48 megapixel AI triple camera system that allows users to create amazing content with ease. Now, I love photography, and no doubt you do as well. I like taking photos. You can check out my Facebook page. I love posting photos, and I like a good camera. Now, the Nova Y70 Plus comes standard with a massive 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and this is also expandable via micro SD card, so you can expand it as well and have more storage available. The Nova Y70 Plus is available from the Huawei official website. So just to go a little bit more detail in it, and if you want more detail, you can check out my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wire to Tech. Like I mentioned, the 66,000 mAh battery, it won't take for you too long to fill up the battery. It's got a 22.5 watt Huawei supercharge, and as a result, you can get 3 hours of continuous video playback with a 10-minute charge. These days, the emphasis is a lot on charging devices. We spoke about the Reno 7 5G, and it comes with a massive 65 watt charger where it charges the entire device in just 35 minutes. And if you charge it for about 10 minutes or 4 minutes, you get up to almost 5 hours of usage. So charging, very, very important these days. Lot of the manufacturers, unfortunately, these days are not including bricks or charging bricks into the devices. We've seen it with Samsung, and we're also seeing it with Apple as well. But the lower end manufacturers or the other manufacturers like Oppo and Huawei are including these superchargers into their particular devices or in the box as well. So entertainment for those that like gaming and watching TikTok videos, the flat screen with a high screen body to ratio of 90.26% gives you a full screen. It is absolutely brilliant. And then also it's got a triple camera. So the camera features a 48 megapixel high res main camera, which has a 120 degree 5 megapixel ultra wide angle and a 2 megapixel dead camera. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because when I went to the lands of Makkah al-Mukarramah and Medina, I used to love taking wide angle shots of the entire haram. So it gets everything in, and these wide angle lenses are absolutely brilliant. So like I mentioned, if you want to read some of this, it is available on my website. Let's go on with that particular story. There's also plenty of space, as I mentioned, for games. You can upgrade the storage up to 512 gigabytes using a micro SD card. There is also apps for the Huawei devices. I know that some of you at home are probably apprehensive with regards to the Google Play Store, but there are a lot of apps on the app gallery. That's on the Huawei app gallery. You can check that out as well. And coming on to prices, I mean, this is absolutely amazing. If you purchase a new Nova, you're going to get it on contract for as little as whatever the contract prices are at the store. So just check out with the latest the details at your mobile store as well. And then if you purchase a new Nova Y70 during Huawei's lucky hour, which is between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. every day from the 1st of May to the 22nd of May, so you still got some time, and you are on the one of the first 5 customers, you will also receive a Huawei Band 4 valued at $14.99. So there are also other deals available from Telkom, Cell C, Vodacom, Incredible Connection, iOnline, and Game, so many others as well. So check it out. I think it's a wonderful device. And then coming on to the Google aspect of it, I mean, there is always going to be apprehension. I'm going to be honest with you, and if you've got any questions related to this, please drop them in the comments and I'll be able to answer them. If you worried about using Google, it's not an issue with the Huawei devices. I managed to load WhatsApp, I managed to load Facebook, I managed to load Instagram, and I managed to load TikTok and many others as well. You don't go directly to the App Store, but you use a shortcut which then places the icon onto your phone's desktop and you use it as normal. I promise I never had no issues. And then you say, no, Gmail. Well, you can log in onto your Gmail, create a shortcut, and put that onto your desktop as well. I mean, it's simple as that. The thing is that people are sacrificing beautiful and wonderful features in this device just because they are stuck on Google and they're stuck on the Google Play Store. You're getting a wonderful device that is knocking the competition out of the water, and you don't want to buy the device just because it doesn't have the Play Store. I mean, the Huawei devices are absolutely awesome. I actually use a Huawei watch, as you can see here, a wonderful watch. And why? Because it's got phenomenal battery life, up to almost 23 to 24 days battery life, up to 4 weeks, compared to an Apple Watch that I had before that lasts you less than a day, and even some of the other brands that last you less than a day. So Huawei really makes wonderful products, and this particular watch really does wonderful features. I've used it to predict the moon for Eid al-Fitr. It was accurate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, but just to give you an idea that the Huawei devices are packed with a lot of features. Coming on to our next topic, we're speaking about Lenovo. They've unveiled a new series of yoga PCs. Now, there's so many to speak about. I'm just going to go through a few of them and share little details about them. The yoga PCs are actually very nice. I've never used a Lenovo before, but being employed as a citizen, they gave me a Lenovo, and I can tell you they are wonderful devices. The one I have is a touchscreen, it bends over, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So, Lenovo has unveiled the next generation of premium ultra slim Windows 11 Yoga laptops featuring flagship 14-inch Yoga Slim, that's a 9i, the Yoga Slim 7i Pro X, and the Yoga Slim 7 Pro X, and the Yoga Slim 7i Carbon. Now, if you miss any of this, as I mentioned, please check out my website at faizelpatel.com. It is on there, and you can read about it a lot more there. So, Oyang Jun, Lenovo's Vice President and General Manager of Consumer Business Segment Intelligent Devices Group, said hybrid life is the new norm that inspired the development of the new generation of Lenovo Yoga devices. And he says our goal is to empower more people to just be you, to consume, create, and collaborate on their own. We've designed and re-engineered the new yoga pieces, and he makes a whole lot of other comments there as well. So the ones that I featured on my website is the Yoga Slim 9i, smart, sustainable, powerful, as a carbon neutral certified laptop. The Yoga Slim 9i, it's 14.7 inches. It's ideal for the eco-conscious or eco-conscious without compromising on mobile luxury. And then I speak about the Yoga Slim, which is a 7i Pro X and Yoga Slim 7 Pro X, the power to create no matter where. For creatives, I think it is an absolutely brilliant device. And then I go on to speak about the Yoga Slim 7i Carbon, the art of mobility. Now, if you look at the picture on my website, you will see that it comes completely flat. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. So this is for those who embrace hybrid living and freedom to get things done from the living room to the office. The Yoga Slim 7i Carbon 13.7-inch offers amazing mobile performance. So whether you are a journalist or whether you are creative or whether you're just gaming, you can use it anyway, even in the car while you're sitting in the passenger seat, not while driving, obviously. And then also Yoga Slim 7 Pro and Yoga Slim 7i Pro Essential Performance. You can look at those computers as well, and there's many others that you can check out. The one that I really like is the Yoga 7 Pure Passion for Entertainment. It is absolutely wonderful. It folds basically in half, and it can be actually used as a tablet, and you actually get a stylus with it as well. So check out those details, pricing and availability. I don't have South African pricing as yet, but to give you an idea when they will be available, most of them are available from June 2022. So that's next month. South African pricing obviously will be released as more information does become available. So if you want to check out these yoga laptops, if you're looking for a good laptop, check out the Lenovo laptops. They are actually wonderful. Even Asus got some wonderful laptops. I know, especially with university going students, a lot of parents contact me sometimes and they want good laptops for their kids, but they don't want to break the bank. You must understand that if you buy a laptop, it's not a purchase for just 1 month or 6 months or 7 months. Sometimes people actually keep these laptops for a couple of years, and you can't upgrade all the time because they're quite exorbitant. My suggestion is if you buy a laptop, know what you're looking for and spend a little bit more. At least you get a good laptop that will last you for a few years. Obviously, you need to look after it, make sure you've got a bag and a screen protector. Yes, you actually get screen protectors for laptops these days. So make sure that you get the screen protector and keep the screen clean. One of the things I want to share with you as well, especially for those that currently got computers or got laptops, when you or if you bought your computer new, you would have seen that there's a little sort of a piece of paper or a little like a cloth that comes, it separates the screen from the keyboard. Do not throw this away. Always keep it. I keep it for my MacBook and also my work computer. What does this? It protects the screen from the keyboard, because if you don't have this and if you close your computer's lid or the screen, it touches the keys, and the keys then has the tendency to actually scratch the screen. So if you do have a laptop, get yourself a thin little piece of material, like probably rice paper or something soft, and put it onto your keyboard. And then when you close your computer, at least your screen is protected. Just a little tip from myself. Coming on to the third story for today, for those that don't know, this is one of the hotly debated topics in South Africa at the moment. ICASA has basically got a proposal for linking biometric data to SIM cards, right? So that thing for comment, the availability for public comment is actually closed. I don't know if many of you were aware of it or not, but basically biometrics is facial recognition, fingerprints, retina scans, and many other features of your face or whatever it is. So basically, what ICASA did, excuse me, the proposal is calling for biometric data such as fingerprint mapping, facial recognition, and retina scans to be bound to consumers' mobile SIM card. Now, if you've got a prepaid SIM or you've got a contract SIM, your biometric data, if the proposal goes through, will be linked to that. And I'll tell you why they want to do that. If it is approved, the new regulations will require all South Africans to provide their biometric data to mobile service providers to obtain a new cell phone number or approve a SIM card. It's something like, I don't want to say it is like, but similar to RICA. You can't open up a bank account anymore without providing a proof of ID, a proof of residence, and a whole lot of other features that they want as well. Now, the proposals are also included alongside other draft regulations that were published by the regulator, which closed for public comments on the 11th of May, which was last week. So there's no time to comment anymore about it. Now, the objective of the new proposals, and this is very important, dear listeners, because there's an epidemic of SIM card fraud in this country. The objective of the new proposal is to prevent serious crime and protect consumers from the trauma of identity fraud where associated phone numbers are used. How many times have you had an issue where you got an exorbitant cell phone bill, right? Probably 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I've seen people with cell phone bills up to 50, 60,000 rand. And a lot of times when you look at the itemized billing, you realize that, hey, but I didn't use so much data, or I never make so much calls. It could be possible that somebody cloned your SIM or got another SIM and was using your data. It is possible. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not saying it is definite, but it could be possible, right? So according to the South African Banking Risk and Information Center, we know them as SABRIC, in 2021, that's last year, SIM swap fraud has increased by 91% year over year. That is an epidemic of issues. 91% year on year that SIM card fraud is increased. And what is SIM swap fraud? Say you're sitting in a car or your phone gets stolen or somebody mugs you and your SIM card is in the phone. Normally, what you will do is then you will go back into the store, whichever mobile service provider you are with, and you'll tell them you want to get a new SIM, right? But what happens to your old SIM, because that's still in your phone and the thieves and the criminals still have it? So what they do is they take that SIM at the moment and then go into a store that maybe their friend or maybe somebody that they know and say, listen, I want a SIM card, I want a new SIM card, please clone this particular SIM card for me. And now they got your number and they got your details and they can use your contract to their heart's content. Now, with the biometrics, this will avoid all of this, okay? So while the proposals may make SIM swapping a safer public campaign on the proposed draft regulations, and a draft regulation run by Dear South Africa has attracted almost 30,000 public comments, with the majority rejecting ICASA's proposal. So I don't know what your thoughts and comments are. What do you think about it? Um, you know, um, sorry, I just got a comment through. I'm losing track of it. But basically, a lot of people are against it because they say this biometric data can be actually used for ulterior motives, maybe passed on to 30, other comments. So a person sending a question now, Femo, for him, what do you do? He probably meant, what do I do if I forget my laptop password, Windows 10? Well, I'm going to have to check it out for you. There is a way if you forget your password. Normally, there's a couple of authentications, different authentications to get your Windows password. You can click on forget password. It will be normally sent to your email, and you can then reset your password there. If you're not, you're going to have to contact Microsoft. I had an issue, and I'm just going to check this out as well. My brother had an issue that he forgot his Apple password or his Apple login, and he had to phone Apple, and it took a long process. So you have to be very careful. Make sure that you write these things down, and also ensure that you have a few authentications, different authentication settings. Um, Okay, so the person that asked for the question, there is a few ways that you can do it. You can, as I mentioned, you can go onto the website. You can ask and say, forget passwords. You can also contact Microsoft, and you can get your details. So basically, if you forgot your Windows 10 password, the easiest way to get back into your account is to reset the password for your Microsoft account. Okay, so for the person that's asking, if you forgot your Windows 10 password, the easiest way to get back into your account is to reset the password for your Microsoft account. So say forgot password, and then they'll send you an email to reset your password. If you added security questions when you set up your local account for Windows 10, then you have at least version 1803, and you can answer security questions to sign back in. So basically, that is the easiest way. Femo, I hope that answered your question. That's the easiest way you can do it. That's why I always recommend people, when they set passwords, if you've got facial recognition, make sure you have facial recognition, you have a password, and you also have retina scan. So just to go again, Femo, just to answer your questions, you can go onto the website, then you can say, forgot password, you have to reset your password. If you use the PIN, CPIN sign-in issues, you can answer security questions, you can enter new password, and that's one way of actually doing it. So I hope this helps. If you're still unsure, you can actually go and call Microsoft. But remember, just with the calling Microsoft, also you need to be very careful. Make sure that you're calling the proper Microsoft. On YouTube, there are a lot of channels about how people are pretending to be Microsoft employees that are hacking into people's computers. So make sure that you are getting. So just to repeat for you, for your benefit, Femo, if you forgot your Windows 10 password, the easiest way to get back into your account is to reset the password for your Microsoft account, your entire Microsoft account. If you added security questions like what's your dog's name, what's your cat's name, who's your mother's name, where do you stay, whatever security questions you have, you can then answer those security questions when you set up your local account for Windows. And you have at least version 1803, and you can answer security questions to actually sign back. And if you're still stuck, as I mentioned, please do then contact Microsoft, and inshallah they will able to assist you. So we were speaking about the SIM card fraud, very, very important. The public comment is closed. I hope that people consider this before they do it, especially ICASA. In reality, the whole thing is very, very different in the sense that um, what ICASA excuse me, what ICASA is proposing is not different to what you're currently doing on your bank account on your phone. So if you got a mobile phone like this, which is an iPhone, or you got any other device, and if you bank with FNB or you bank with any of the top banks, when you use mobile banking, you can either log in with a password, you can log in with your facial recognition, or you can log in with a fingerprint. So those are basically biometrics. You're already logging in with that particular biometric. So it's nothing different compared to what you're already using at the moment. But it is still in the proposal stage. And if it does become reality, inshallah, we will then share it with you. Now, coming on to our last story. Um, if you want Oppo devices and if you don't want to go to a mobile operator, smartphone brand Oppo has expanded its access points across all five major network carriers in South Africa. Is now excited to announce its partnership with banking giant First National Bank. Now, the company plans to further accelerate its investment locally by continually upgrading the country's online infrastructure through the introduction of accessible, affordable, world-class technology, right? So just this month, the business launched its Reno 7. We spoke about that. The YouTube video is on the video of the review is on my YouTube channel, so please check it out. The device is available through FNB for just 849 Rand. Now, with FNB, what the advantage is, dear listeners, is that you don't have to be bound to a contract. When you buy through FNB, You're paying only for the device. You're not buying for a contract. So you then welcome to take out any contract that you want with any other mobile service operator. And FNB lets you allowed you to pay this device off over 24 months, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it's actually interest free. Now, this article also it is on my website. If you want to check it, you can check it out in there. And then they also speak about tap and pay. All Oppo devices available through FNB partnership are fully enabled with NFC. NFC is near field communication technology. This is basically if you forget your wallet at home, you can then use your phone to actually tap on the card machine and actually pay. Um, what do you call it? You can actually set up a a pay account with your phone, and you can pay that way. And this is the way we actually get going forward. Coming on to just a few things that before we conclude the show today, I want to share something with you. We know that we are in the midst of load shedding. We currently got load shedding here in Indonesia South, where I'm presenting the show from. But there's a couple of gadgets that I found which is quite cheap. You can pick them up at the China shops. One of them is this little gadget here. I think it costs like 20 rand or 30 rand. This is basically a USB, as you can see, but it's an LED light. So if your computer is charged and if you need some light and you need to work, you can actually plug this into your computer, and it's a very, very bright LED light. It gives a lot of light. This is around 20 rand. You can get it at the China shops or one of these shops that you see at at the malls as well. So that's a little USB. And for those that are smokers, I've seen this little device. I think it's absolutely cute. If you look at it, it looks like a little USB, right? And if I slide it forward, the one side is a USB like that, right? And if I close that and the other side, if I open it, check this out, it's actually a lighter. Let's just see if it's working. That's a lighter. So you can see it is a lighter. So if you are a smoker, you should not be smoking in Islam, but just want to show you that you can light your cigarettes, or you can even light a candle with this as well if you are in the midst of load shedding. I picked this up from one of these stores at the mall. I don't want to mention the name of the store because it will tantamount to advertising. It was around, I think, 30 rand as well. So you don't have to spend a lot of money for gadgets. Gadgets can come, at cheap prices as well, and also, make sure that you have enough money so you don't out of pocket as well. So those are just some of the things that we are speaking about today. Femo has sent another question through as well. I hope I can answer it. If I don't, I'll have to answer it next week. Somebody is asking he's asking how to set up a micro tick. And if I get a question correctly, let me just, how do I set up a micro tick? And the micro tick is basically a router. Now, I'm not a technician, so micro tick is a Latvian network equipment manufacturer. Let's first get onto that one. The company develops and sells wired and wireless network routers, network switches, access point, and a whole lot of other stuff. Depends on the micro tick router that you have. I think you're going to have to call customer support because I might not just be qualified to actually answer that question. So I think if you want to set up the router, ask yourself, or maybe just see which service provider that you are with. You could be with one of the five. I don't know whether it's for fiber or you're with one of the mobile service operators or not, but they will be better equipped and more qualified to actually assist you in setting up this particular one. So it is a router. Whenever I buy a new router, we always want to be technologically inclined to set up our own routers, but sometimes we may be out of our depth, and I normally get my router set up from technical support. So you don't want to mess around with these settings because they can really bugger up all your settings and your fiber and that kind of stuff. So for him, Jazakallah again for the question, but I don't know which MikroTik router you have, so it's very difficult to tell you how to set it up. I think contact your service provider. They will have a more detailed response and are better equipped to assist you, inshallah. Once again, for him, Jazakallah for those questions. Anyway, dear listeners, so that brings us to the end of the show. I want to say Jazakallah to Femo Fahim for the questions, and I tried, to answer them, and inshallah, hopefully you come right with that as well. All the stories that I've discussed today is available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. The public comments for the biometrics for the SIM cards is available on the Citizen website, so you can check it out there as well. And there's a lot of other technical technology stories there, including ASUS launching a number of new computers as well. And then for those that were asking, the review videos of the Huawei P50. Remember, don't be scared about not having Google and the Play Store. That video and the video for the Oppo Reno 7 5G is currently on YouTube. Please check it out there now. These are wonderful devices. I really loved using them. And you can check out the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Anyway, dear listeners, this brings us to the end of the show. Remember, you can stay in contact with me. Send me a tweet on at Faizel Patel 143. Send me a message on Instagram at Faizel Patel 143. I'm also on Facebook.com/Faizel Patel, and on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and also like the videos. Remember, YouTubers in South Africa really go through a difficult time. It's very, very difficult to actually build a following in South Africa, and inshallah we can try to build my following as well. Anyway, jazakallah. The next up is Shafinaz Hassan, and she's going to be presenting a program after this. Until next time, and until next week, see you around. Please do take care of yourself and each other. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.